Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we will take a beautiful shloka from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this shloka describes the quality of Krishna, that quality of Krishna by which he is controlled by the affection of his devotees. This comes at the end of Damodar Lila. So Damodar Lila is that pastime of Krishna where Mother Yashoda binds Krishna within the rope of her love. So at the end of this pastime, Sukadeva Goswami gives a brief explanation of this pastime, where he says that Krishna exhibited this Damodar Lila so that all of us can understand how Krishna likes to be controlled by the affection of his devotees. So that's the background of this shloka. This comes at the end of the whole Damodar Lila. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vashe. Krishiva, first line. Evam sandarshita yanga.
Evam sandarshita yanga. Evam sandarshita yanga. Evam sandarshita yanga.
Okay, good. Vrajeshwari Kripa Mataji. Harina Bhrityavashyata.
Harina Bhrityavashyata. Harina Bhrityavashyata. Harina Bhrityavashyata.
Okay. Sai Mohan Ru. Svavashenapi Krishnena.
Svavashenapi Krishnena. Svavashenapi Krishnena. Svavashenapi Krishnena.
Okay. Uma Mataji. Yasyedam Seshwaram Vashem.
Yasdem Seswaram Vase. Yasdenam Sase Varse.
Okay. Let's have two lines at a time. Vishnu Priya Mataji. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata.
Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata. Evam sandarsh.
Okay. Ranindra Prabhu. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata.
Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata.
Okay. Next. Vrinda Mataji. Svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vashe.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshavaram vase. Svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshavaram vase. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Full shloka. Hasini.
Yes, Prabhu.
You'll recite?
No, Prabhu, you will tell.
Evam sandarshita yanga.
Evam sandarshita yanga.
Harina bhrityavashyata.
Harina bhrityavashyata.
Svavashenapi krishnena.
Svavashenapi krishnena.
Yasyedam seshwaram vashe.
Yasyedam shesharam vashe. Thank you,
Okay. Hare Krishna. Kartik.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranama. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata. Svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Diva Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhrityavashyata. Svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe.
Good.
Thank you,
Naimisha.
Rajidan.
Thank you. Naimisha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranama. I'm repeating after you.
Evam sandarshita yanga.
Evam sandarshita yanga.
Harina bhrityavashyata.
Harina bhrityavashyata.
Svavashenapi Krishnena
Svavashenapi Krishnena
Yasyedam Seshwaram Vashe.
Yasyedam Sheshwaram Vashe. Hare
Very
Krishna
good.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranama.
Thank you. Excellent, Namisha. Divya Gauranga Mataji.
एवं संदर्शिता ह्यंगा हरिणा भृत्यवश्यता स्ववशेनापि कृष्णेन यस्येदं सेश्वरं वशे. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Evam sandashita hyanga harina bhrityavashyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yes, last Karuna Mataji. Yeah.
एवं संदर्शिता ह्यंग हरिणा भृत्यवश्यता स्ववशेनापि कृष्णेन यशेदं शेश्वरं वसे. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam.
So we will discuss the meaning of this shloka. Evam sandarshita hyanga. After completing his description of entire Damodar Lila, Sukadeva Goswami says, O Parikshit, Anga means someone who is very dear to us. Literally, the word Anga means a limb of the body. Okay. So there is this body, this hand is a limb of the body, it is called Anga. And finger is a part of this hand and it is called Upanga. Okay. Anga literally means part of one's own body. So sometimes out of affection, an elder person or a guru may address the disciple or a younger person as Anga. You are very dear to me. I am very affectionate towards you. Okay. Here Sukadeva Goswami is speaking this verse to Parikshit Maharaj. He says, Oh Anga, my dear Sukadeva, my dear Parikshit. He says, Evam, in this way. In what way? In this way, Krishna has been bound by Mother Yashoda's rope, right? In this way, Sandarshita hi Anga, Harina Bhrityavashyata. So Lord Hari is Krishna, Sandarshita, he exhibited what? Bhritya Vashyata, his quality of being controlled by his devotees. Bhritya means a devotee, especially the word Bhritya is used to indicate a servant. So Bhritya literally means servant, but here it refers to a devotee. Vashyata means one who is conquered by, controlled by. So Lord Hari exhibited his divine quality of being controlled by his devotee by enacting this Damodar Lila with Mother Yashoda, my dear Parikshit. So that's the meaning of the first two lines. Clear? So now, Svavashenapi Krishnena. So what is the position of Krishna? So in the first two lines, it is described that Krishna is controlled by his devotees, but that does not mean Krishna loses his controllership. Krishna loses his godhood. Krishna can keep aside his godhood to please his devotees, to have pastimes with his devotees, but Krishna is always the Supreme Lord. Okay. So Svavashenapi Krishnena, only Krishna can control himself. So Svavashena. Vasha means to be under control. Krishna is under whose control? Svavashena, he is under his own control. No one else can control Krishna. Krishna is the supreme controller. As we have also discussed in this shloka, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Krishna is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme controller of all the planets, all the universes. And he himself is under his control. No one else can control him externally. And not only that, Yasya idam Ishwaram Vashe. Yasya, by him, idam, this universe, sa Ishwaram, along with all the rulers and people who are controlling the affairs of the universe, they are under his control. Okay, Vashe. See, the word Vasha is coming 3 times in this shloka. Second line, Vashyata. Third line, Vashenapi. Fourth line, Vashe. Vasha means control. So, Krishna is the supreme controller of all the controllers of the affairs of this universe. And who can control Krishna? His devotee. Okay. Krishna is the controller of all controllers, but Yashoda Mata became the controller of all controllers. That is Mother Yashoda's position. So a devotee, a pure devotee can bring God also under his own control. So that's the meaning of this shloka. So basically, it is understood that God is defined as the supreme being and understood to be the source, the master, the controller of everything that be. Thus, many people worship God with reverence and depend on him for protection. But even God also sometimes desires to be controlled by someone, desires to be dependent on someone, desires to be conquered by someone. But who can control him? Who can conquer him? Only his pure devotees can conquer him by the power of bhakti. So bhakti, or pure love and pure devotion for Krishna, has the power to control, conquer, captivate Krishna completely. So many poets, many great devotees describe this quality of God with the words like bhakta vashyata, bhritya vashyata, bhaktair jitatvam, bhakti baddham, bhakta paradhina. These are the words used in Bhagavatam. Bhakta vashyata means one who is controlled by his devotees. Bhritya vashyata means one who is controlled by his servants. Bhaktair jitatvam means one who is controlled or conquered by his devotees. Jitatvam means to conquer. The Lord is conquered by his devotees. Bhakti baddham. In Damodar Lila, in Damodar Ashtakam, we use this word bhakti baddham. Means he is bound by loving devotion. Bhakta paradhina. So when Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu told him that aham bhakta paradhino hi asvatantra ivadvijaha. I am completely controlled by the love of my devotees and I'm totally dependent upon them and I don't have any independence. Okay. So Krishna is controlled by the affection of his devotees, and Krishna exhibits this quality, reveals this wonderful quality very vividly in his dealings with the Vrajavasis, the residents of Vrindavan. Because all the Vrajavasis consider Krishna their life and soul, and they dedicate their bodies, minds, words, and everything that they have for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna's pleasure is their topmost priority, and their own pleasure is secondary for them, right? They don't even consider giving some happiness to themselves. They always try to give happiness to Krishna. In that attempt, they become happy. So because all the Vrajavasis consider Krishna as their life and soul and work for his pleasure, Krishna comes under their control completely. So Krishna takes great pleasure in being bound by the loving service through friendship, parental affection, and romantic love. Means Madhurya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, Sakhya Rasa. In various rasas, different devotees love Krishna, and Krishna comes under the control of those devotees, right? So the entire universe with all the exalted devatas like Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all these people are under the control of the Supreme Lord, and that Supreme Lord is under the control of Mother Yashoda, under the control of his own devotees. So Krishna actually doesn't get great pleasure in creating the universe, maintaining the universe, destroying the universe, and being the proprietor of the universe. Yeah, he is ultimately the supreme enjoyer of everything, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. But his greatest enjoyment is in having loving pastimes with his devotees. Right? That's what gives greatest pleasure to Krishna. So for that, Krishna is happy to be chastised by his devotees, happy to be controlled by his devotees. Now, Krishna steals butter in Vrindavan, right? So as a small child, hardly 2-3-year-old boy, who is just learning to speak properly, he does not have the ability to even construct a proper grammatical sentence. Okay, so broken words, very small, but still Krishna has the ability to go to every single gopis house and steal butter. And why does Krishna steal butter? Although Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all the planets of the entire universe, as Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate. Everything emanated from me. Everything is under my control. I am the supreme proprietor of everything in the entire universe. Krishna declared this in Bhagavad Gita so emphatically. But that supreme proprietor of entire universe is stealing little milk, butter, and some curd and buttermilk from gopis' houses, right? So actually, Krishna is not just stealing butter. That butter, soft, cool, white, pristine white butter represents the pure hearts of all the gopis. Okay. So this butter is non-different from the hearts of the gopis. When Krishna is stealing butter, Krishna is actually stealing their hearts. And actually, although the gopis sometimes get irritated, apparently become angry by Krishna stealing activities, in fact, they make butter so that Krishna can come and steal. One day, if Krishna doesn't go to a gopis house and steal butter, the gopis would wait. The gopis would miss Krishna. Why Krishna did not come to my house today? What happened to him? Did he like butter in someone else's house more than butter in my house? Is he not considering my house worth stealing butter from? So like that, gopis wait for Krishna's arrival to steal butter. But out of their loving affection, motherly affection towards Krishna, they may sometimes discuss Krishna's sweet pastimes in the form of complaints, in the form of apparent anger. So this is how Krishna likes to be controlled by his devotees. So although he's the supreme proprietor, he steals and he will be scolded for that stealing. So who can scold the Lord? The Lord is the object of all prayers. So all the devotees offer prayers to the Lord, waiting for a slight glance of his grace. But here, the Lord is being controlled by his devotees and being scolded by his own devotees. And Krishna, the Lord, loves the scolding of all these gopis more than the chanting of Vedic mantras. Some Brahmanas are just chanting Vedic mantras, Sahasra Sirsha Purusha, Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat, Sabhomim Vishwato Vritva. Like that, so many mantras they keep chanting. Yeah, that's wonderful. They are reverentially offering prayers to the Lord. But Krishna considers this chastisement of the gopis much sweeter than this reverential prayers being offered by different Brahmanas. Because the Brahmanas are offering these prayers with reverence, with respect, sometimes with an expectation of some benefit for their worship. But the gopis are chastising Krishna, scolding Krishna, being angry with Krishna out of pure love, pure motherly affection, right? So this is Sharanagati. So Krishna takes shelter of the gopis of Vrindavan. Just like all the devotees in the entire universe take shelter of Krishna, but Krishna likes to take shelter of Mother Yashoda. So sometimes there's a thunder in Vrindavan, and Krishna, little boy, he becomes very scared of the thunder, and he runs towards Mother Yashoda and embraces her and hides between her legs. This is Sharanagati. Everyone is taking shelter of Krishna, and Krishna is taking Mother Yashoda's shelter out of fear. So fear personified becomes fearful of Krishna, and that person, that Krishna, becomes fearful of little thunder in monsoon season and runs towards Mother Yashoda for shelter, and Mother Yashoda consoles him. Don't worry, my dear child. Nothing will happen to you. Okay. So this is how Krishna takes shelter of his devotees. Krishna is Asamordhva. So the Supreme Lord is described to be Asamordhva. No one is equal to him and no one is greater than him. Sama means equal. Urdhva means greater. So no one is equal to God and no one is greater than God. But that greatest personality wants to see his devotees greater than himself. Okay. So the Supreme Lord Krishna elevates the position of his devotee beyond his own position. Just like he made Arjuna the hero of Kurukshetra battle, and Krishna was simply playing that role of chariot driver. Okay. And he made Mother Yashoda the epitome of Vatsalya Rasa, or parental love for Krishna, and Yashoda becomes the controller of Krishna. Krishna just manifested entire universe within his mouth, within his belly to Mother Yashoda, and Yashoda brought a rope and then tied Krishna's belly. Means Mother Yashoda brought Krishna under her control. Mother Yashoda also brought the entire universe within Krishna's belly under her control. Okay. So sometimes people may think that I want to become one with God, but even if we take that argument, their proposition, fine. Just for argument's sake, we may accept their proposal also. Still, devotee's position is greater than them. Why? Devotees do not become God. Devotees become greater than God. So Mother Yashoda could even control Krishna with the ropes of her motherly love. So Yashoda. Yasha means fame. Yash means fame. Yashoda means one who gives fame. So the meaning of the name Yashoda is giver of fame. So by binding Krishna with the ropes of her love, Mother Yashoda gave fame to Krishna. What is that fame that Krishna received from Mother Yashoda? The fame of being controlled by his devotees. Because Mother Yashoda bound Krishna with the rope of her love, Krishna is called Damodar. Krishna became very famous as Damodar. And this month, Kartik month, is called Damodar month. And we are celebrating this Kartik month and offering lambs to Yashoda Damodar. So Mother Yashoda has increased the fame of Krishna as Damodar. The real fame of Krishna is not just in being his controller, proprietor, master, enjoyer, creator, maintainer, destroyer. Here, the real fame of Krishna is one who is controlled by the affection of his devotees. So Krishna enjoys this fame. Let me become famous as that God who is completely controlled, captivated, captured by the love and affection of my devotees. That gives me more happiness. This fame, this reputation gives me more happiness than the reputation of being the creator of the universe, being the controller of the universe. So Krishna enjoys this fame. And who gave that fame to Krishna? Mother Yashoda gave that fame to Krishna. So this whole month of Kartik, which is going to come within a week, so we can meditate on this beautiful quality of Krishna. So Evam Sandarshita Hyanga Harina Bhritya Vashyata. Lord Hari is controlled by his Bhrityas, his own servants. Harina Bhritya Vashyata. Svavashenapi Krishnena. Although Krishna is under his own control, Krishna is controlled by his devotees. Okay. So with this we'll conclude. There is no end to discussing about this quality of Krishna, but we'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, any more recitations? Kamakshi, you want to recite?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina mritya vashyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Divya Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina mritya vashyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Thank you, Raji. Hare Krishna. Dandatarana.
Dandavad. Hasani.
Yes, Prabhu. Evam sandashchita yanga harina vritya vasyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vase. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you. Prabhu, I have a doubt, Prabhu. In third line, two va are coming, Prabhu. How can we pronounce it?
Sva Vashenapi Krishnena. Swa means own. Vasha means control. Means Krishna is under his own control. Is that what you are asking?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Sva Vashena. Okay.
Okay.
Swa means own. Okay. Next. Charita Mataji. Shubha Prasanna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina vitya vashyata svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vase. Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Charita Mataji.
Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhritya vashyate svavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Padmaja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhrityavarshata swavasenapi krishnena yasyedam seswaram vase. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Sucharita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhritya vashyata swavashenapi krishnena yasyedam sheshwaram vashe. Prabhuji, I have a question also.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to ask you that, the time when we were born, we are connected with so many relations. and automatically, spontaneously, we do not learn to love our parents, our brothers, our sisters, and whatever. But why is it so difficult for me to love Krishna, Prabhu? Why do I have
Because
to follow this process
yeah,
and still, getting stuck, not able to still love Krishna?
okay. So it is difficult for a person to love Krishna to the degree one has material desires, to the degree one has desires that are disconnected from Krishna's service, to the degree one identifies oneself with the body, to that degree one gives more importance to bodily relationships, bodily attachments, bodily possessions. But if we identify ourselves as servants of Krishna, loving Krishna becomes so natural. Basically, at least we need to begin with intellectually understanding that we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. At least let us intellectually be convinced about it by reading Shastra. Then, as far as love is concerned, it will eventually manifest by chanting the holy names, by studying Shastra, by associating with devotees, by rendering various services under the guidance of devotees. Slowly, that love will be developed. And especially Bhagavatam says, Yasyam Vaishruyamānāyam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsaha Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, our love for Krishna is developed and Shoka Moha Bhaya will be destroyed. To develop love for Krishna, we need to hear about him. Because with our material eyes, we won't be able to see the spiritual form of Krishna as of now. So we need to hear about the spiritual form of Krishna and spiritual activities of Krishna, how he is our Supreme Father, how he is nourishing us, maintaining us in various ways. When we keep hearing so much, a love for him will be developed eventually, gradually. Okay. Okay, Mataji, does it make sense? Who asked the question? Okay. Bharat Prabhu, you can listen.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Evam sandarshita hi anga harina bhitte vasyata swavashnapi krishnena yaslidam sheshwaram vase.
Okay, thank you. Jaligama Rama Mataji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. You want to
just I wanted to ask one or two questions, please, with your permission, kind permission.
Okay,
the book, the most awaited book, that is Concise Bhagavatam, you have written, I think. So I wanted to purchase it. Is it available in ISKCON stalls, or can we get it from there in Eco Village only?
Which book, Mataji?
Concise Bhagavatam. Concise Bhagavatam, what you had written. It is given in the group once.
Bhagavad Pravaha, Bhagavatam Tales, both are concise. Bhagavatam Tales is for children, Bhagavad Pravaha is for anyone. So it's available on Amazon, Mataji. You can purchase online also.
Online, Amazon, one has to register, no, Prabhuji. Instead of that, directly, can we purchase it from Eco Village or ISKCON temples?
Any ISKCON temple or tulsibooks.com, without any registration, you can go there. Tulsibooks.com is there. No?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I wanted to purchase, but I had once tried with Amazon, but they wanted us to register. That's why.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Bhavana Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Evam sandarshita yanga harina bhritya vashyata svavashena pi krishnena yasedam sheshwaram vashe. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So everyone recited, right? Inha Seghal. You want to recite? Okay. So we'll conclude here. Thank you very much. We'll meet next week with another shloka related to Vrindavan because Kartik is coming up. Hare Krishna.